Welcome back to my official podcast. This is Gaurav, and again, uh, seems like 120 and 130 are producing more thrillers than the high-scoring games. So again, today we have seen that Punjab Kings have managed to score 135 while they were batting first, and Mumbai Indians went on to chase that score on the 19th over after the complete over of 19 over. And again, the finally the breaking news is this, that in the first phase of the IPL, or now in the second phase of the IPL, finally the middle order of Mumbai Indians has clicked. The big Kieran Pollard was obviously contributing runs, but Hardik Pandya looks like Hardik Pandya is also back. So we will having a complete discussion on this today's match with none other than Saurabh sir. Saurabh sir, welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Gaurav. Good evening, everyone. Good to see Mumbai Indians back among the winning ways. So that
Yes.
makes the middle portion of the table quite exciting. Match
Being a
was
CSK
pretty
fan, I'm
good.
not happy. Being a CSK fan,
Yeah,
I'm not happy.
but overall, if you see, uh, it is looking like 130, 135 scores will give us some
Yes,
good matches. If people end up
yes.
scoring more than 160, it will become one-sided.
One-sided. That's the main point I was talking about. That 120 and 130 are scoring are 120 or 130 scores are producing more thriller than the high-scoring games.
Correct, correct. Absolutely, you are right.
So I think we will have a complete discussion on the obviously about the Punjab Kings batting first. Their top order is once again not working at all. Mayank Agarwal was not playing today, obviously, and in place of that, it was quite surprised that if Mayank Agarwal was not playing, you could have gone with the Chris Gayle as an opener and with the KL Rahul being an opener, but they have tried Mandeep Singh as an opener. I think there was a chance of today that Chris Gayle should have been the opening in this T20 game.
Yeah, see, if you look at the overall how Punjab Kings team has functioned over the last few years, you have to understand that there is a problem in the think tank. Because
Yes.
if you have Chris Gayle in your team and Mayank Agarwal not playing, then definitely the only place that Chris Gayle should play is as an opener. There is no way you can drop him down. You can put Mandeep Singh at number 4 also. But Mandeep
Yes.
Singh shouldn't have
I think
opened.
he has played as a finisher role and the once he was playing for RCB, isn't it?
Yeah, and he played well. If you remember, he
Yes.
actually played a couple of matches. He had played pretty well. So it was a
Yes.
wrong decision in the hindsight. They had some other plans probably, but
I
I think
think
Chris
they
Gayle
must
should
be
have
thinking,
opened.
sir. So they must be thinking that Mayank Agarwal is missing this only. He will only be missing this T20, and he will be back again. So that means Chris Gill will once again batting at number three. So why Chris Gill will be batting at only this T20 in the opening slot? It is better to stay him at the number three. We will not be what do you call it? We will not be taking any chances on his number.
Tinkering.
Let's stick on his number three position.
Yeah, that might be the decision, but you have to understand, as I was telling, that whatever runs you have to score in the first 5-6 overs when the ball is hard.
Yes,
And if there is one person who can actually take full advantage, it's Chris Gayle. So ideally that
yes,
should have been there. But overall, if you look at it, 136 was not such a bad score. Overall, if
yes.
you look at how it was going.
If the
But
match is gone
unfortunately,
till the 19th over, that means it was a good total on this kind of a
yeah.
wicket.
See, you have to understand that Shami went for a lot of runs in the last over, which was
Yes,
not
yes,
expected. Otherwise, this
yes,
would have been a close match.
yes. But let's start talking about this Punjab Kings batting. Once we see the batting, it was once again the KL Rahul got out without scoring too much of a run. So I think he made 20 odd runs. And the what do you call it? The big master stroke today by Rohit Sharma to bowl. I'm just forgetting his name. I think Kieran Pollard. Yes, just forget his name.
Yeah,
Kieran Pollard. He bowled a brilliant over and he got the wicket of Chris Gayle and KL Rahul. That was a
yeah,
big masterstroke, I think.
yeah. And he took both the big guns in same over, and I think he turned the match completely.
Yes,
So
yes,
there is a reason why they say Rohit Sharma is a very good captain. There are reasons, right? You take the right decisions at the right time. People say that
And I
you
was
get
quite,
lucky, but you need to take the decisions to get lucky.
yes, yes, yes. And I was quite surprised once he got a wicket of KL Rahul and Karen Pollard is celebrated like three. And I was quite shocked that he has taken a 300 T20 wicket.
Yeah,
And you just forget that he has been a biggest match winner after Chris Gayle and Andrew Russell. And obviously has scored a lot of runs. He has smashed a lot of sixes. And he has also taken a 300 wicket in a
yeah,
T20 international.
and he must have taken a lots of catches also. He's a brilliant fielder.
Yes. How could you forget? How could I forget?
Yeah,
Sorry. How could I forget?
yeah. So it was a
So the
great
damage.
and he was there at the finishing touch of the batting also. So if you
Yes.
look at
Yes.
Karen
Yes.
Pollard had a perfect match today.
And the damage was done in the inside 7 or 8 overs once Punjab Kings lost 3 or 4 wickets early. But Markram and Hooda did some repair work, and they have managed to stay there for a quite a long period of time. And I think without the help of a Markram and Deepak Hooda partnership, this 130 would it have been possible? I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been possible. Markham played very well. I actually
Yes.
wanted him to score a 50 to be very fair because he
Yeah.
looks a very good player. And I
Yes.
hope he is there in the next year's IPL also because this year he has come as a replacement. But next year
Yes.
he should be playing in the main teams because as you see in
Yes.
his batting, he is perfect batsman. Means he can play his shots, he can score big and he can score deep. So if he had scored a few more runs, I would have felt happier because I just love his batting. Pretty good.
Yes. Don't you think, sir, the biggest disappointment for Punjab Kings in this year IPL has been Nicholas Puran? I have been following Nicholas Puran right from the once he was playing a league match in Bangladesh Premier League, and at that period of time I knew that this is he gonna be the next big thing in the West Indies cricket. But this year IPL, he has been the biggest disappointment for Punjab Kings.
Not only biggest disappointment for Punjab Kings, I think that in entire IPL, if you have to come up with the worst 11, means bat form
Yes,
11, he will be topping the list. If you look at
yes,
2020, he was just superb. He got some
yes. He was quite
fantastic
remarkable.
catches, and he got some fantastic catches also last year. But this time
Yes.
he is nowhere. Somewhere down the line, everything has gone wrong for him. So means when he bats, if you can see, you love to see him bat. Means
Yes,
he
he
has
looks
all
like a
that
million
flair.
dollar player. He looks like a million
Yeah,
dollar player, sir.
yeah, he plays like almost Brian Lara. Means Brian Lara has a bigger
Yes,
bat left probably, but the timing and
yes.
all are like Brian Lara. But somehow he is not getting his form back. So that's very unfortunate.
Okay, and one more thing Mumbai did well today in this match, that Krunal Pandya was bowling in the power play and he did exceptionally well. And obviously, the Jasprit Bumrah has been the biggest plus for I think the Indian World Cup team, because he has been bowling quite remarkable and he has bowled really well in this today's match also.
Yeah, yeah. He is as consistent as ever. There is no doubt about it. Uh, he uh, he was putting the ball in the right place and means the wickets he was getting. I love the one that he got the LBW, right? The ball dipping in
Yes,
with the slower.
yes, yes.
That has become his trademark
Nicholas
ball.
Puran wicket.
So yeah, it
Nicholas
was a
Puran.
trademark ball. Yeah, people are not able
Yes.
to get that slower. I think he has learnt it from Lasit Malinga. Lasit Malinga, before leaving Mumbai, has taught him this because those are like awesome balls that he comes up with.
Okay, let's talk about this Mumbai batting, and we need to discuss some of the points, which is a very serious concern for Team India moving towards the T20 World Cup. Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan has been dropped in today's match because of the poor form. It was expected. It was on the card, and it's not like it's a shocking news for the Ishan Kishan. But the big disappointment for me, and being an Indian fan, is the concern of a Surya Kumar Yadav batting. He's not been scoring runs. He has been always been consistent for Mumbai Indians, but somehow in this year IPL he's not been up to the mark.
Yeah, his form is terribly. It's a big concern because he was
Sorry to
taken for
interrupt you, sir.
granted.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. And it was so disheartening to see that he didn't pick the googly from that spinner.
Yeah,
I'm
Ravi
talking about
Bishnoi. Ravi
the Ravi
Bishnoi.
Bishnoi.
If he is not
Yes,
able to pick Ravi Bisnoi's googly, then
Yes,
Rashid Khan's googly ko to bhul hi jao. So
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
it looks pretty difficult because now I think he's losing confidence because generally when he plays the ball, he comes in the front foot, he takes a few steps forward. But today I saw he was tentative. That was because of the tentativeness. He missed the line. If he was not
Yes,
tentative, he wouldn't have missed the line. So now the confidence is looking bad. He has another 4 matches to turn this around. Otherwise, this is
yes.
looking pretty bad.
And people may be talking about as a Indian fan that the Hardik Pandya and the Karen Pollard has won this game for us. But you can't forget the Saurabh Tiwary inning. He played a brilliant. He was brilliant today at playing at number 4.
I think they took a very right call and a tough call on dropping Isan Kisan and playing Saurabh Tiwary.
Yes,
You have to
yes,
understand that Rohit Sharma is the vice captain of the Indian cricket team. He will always
yes,
want that Isan Kisan gets as many matches as possible because he is there in the T20 World Cup team. But he had to take the decision to drop him and play Saurabh Tiwary. So you can understand that Isan Kisan's form is not looking good in the nets as well. Saurabh Tiwary has put on a lot of weight. He is from your
yeah,
state, so he must be very
yes,
proud about him. And
yes,
so, just like you support CSK because of MSD, I think you should support
yes.
Punjab Kings also for Saurabh Tiwary. So,
No,
no,
but
not
why?
Punjab Kings. Talk Mumbai Indians. Sorry, Mumbai
No, no,
Indians.
no. How could you ever imagine that being a CSK fan, I would support MI? Come on, sir. What are you talking about? Never, never
No,
in my life.
when CSK is not playing that time, your second favorite team. So
No, no,
anyway,
not at all. Not at
but
all. Not at all.
Saurabh
Never,
Tiwari
never.
has put on a lot of
Yes,
weight. Means I have seen him from the under 19 days, but he has put on a
yes.
lot of weight. But he seems to have matured as a player because previously he used to throw away his wickets. But now I
In the
see
last,
like he is
I think
playing.
once I think he played 2 innings earlier also, sir. If you remember this in the second phase of the IPL,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
strike rate was not up to the mark. But
yeah,
in this match, he was striking from the first ball.
yeah. I think he realized something that Isan Kisan has been dropped and he has been given a chance. So this was his
Yes,
opportunity to take the team home to play.
yes.
Then he will get next 4 matches also he will be playing. So he took
Okay.
this opportunity, and I think the thing was that when Saurabh Tiwary plays, the opposition also feels that I can get his wicket because
Yeah.
somehow you feel that okay, this is a domestic player, he's not such a great player, and then what happens? The bowlers might be slothing a bit, and Saurabh Tiwary took all advantage of it.
So let's discuss about this Hardik Pandya issue. Hardik Pandya was brilliant with the bat, and I was very happy seeing him bat after a long period of time. But don't you think there is a big concern that he hasn't bowled a single over yet for Mumbai Indians in the second phase of the IPL? Moving forward, I think he will be bowling obviously in the T20 World Cup, and he hasn't bowled a single over yet.
Yeah, it's a big concern. And the next thing is that the BCCI communications team never communicates well. Like
Yes.
we got the information from outside that the chairman of the selectors have told us that Hardik Pandya will bowl 4 overs in the T20 World Cup. That was the communication given to us. But now in the franchise cricket, he is not bowling a single over. Now, does it mean that Mumbai has enough bowlers so they do not want to give him a bowling? If that's true, fine. But if that's not true, then there is something wrong.
But sir, don't you think? I think Kyron Pollard bowled 1 or 2 overs today. He could have bowled 1 or 2 overs also. I can imagine that he's not been bowling to the 4 over quota of 4 overs because Mumbai Indians has a full bowling lineup. But he
Hmm.
he can bowl 1 or 2 overs, so we can. So the team management, BCCI, or even the Indian captain could get a confidence that he will be the trump card for Indian team in the World Cup moving forward.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be the trump card right at sitting at this moment. He can
Yeah.
still win you matches with the bat like he did today. He is still a dangerous batsman, but bowling wise, I think it will be very difficult. Probably he will get 1 or 2 overs when things are not looking right, but otherwise, India has to be dependent only with 5 bowlers.
but
That
that
is
will
how
be too
India is doing.
risky. That will be too
Yeah,
risky. So
yeah.
moving forward, and
But
especially in the
right,
T20, you need six bowler in your teams because obviously you can't take a risk on the T20 cricket because any bowler has kind of had a off day, and you need the six bowler option in your
yeah,
team. So that's a big concern for the team India moving forward, and
yeah.
that I think with only the positive which I got from the Hardik Pandya that he batted well today. Let's move over to our next segment called hit and miss. So Saurabh sir, who according to you was a hit player and who was according to you a miss player?
Yeah, today I would say from the missing point of view, it was Mohammad Sami, because finally his
Yeah,
last over turned out to be pretty poor.
disaster.
He gave a lot of hub volleys and all that stuff. And hit wise, hit wise also I'll go with actually Punjab Kings Ravi Bishnoi, one of
Yes,
the hits. Uh, he if you remember, one of the catches were also dropped of his bowling. I
yes,
don't. I
yes.
think it was Saurabh Tiwary's catch only was missed by Markram. So, and
And
Saurabh
I
Tiwary
think
was
I
not
think
even 10,
Hardik
10 15
Pandya catch
runs.
was also got dropped by Barar. I think once Arshdeep Singh was bowling, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, but his bowling also one catch was dropped by Markram. Markram dropped the
Okay.
catch in the second over. Means first over he took 2 wickets, and second over he
Yeah.
came and he was about to take another wicket. So it could
Yeah.
have been 3 wickets, and the situation would have been different. So I will
Okay.
go that he was hit, means he was the player who bowled very well, and he is the hit player, and the flop player is Sami. So that is how
And
I'll
let's
go.
discuss more about this issue about Mohammad Shami because I just forgotten that he was going for a plenty of runs in the final over and being a senior player, he with the problem with the Mohammad Shami, it's over the years is about his death bowling. There was a never
Mm.
being a concern in the white ball format that he's a very good bowler with the white ball format in the starting overs, but the problem with the Mohammad Shafi always been is the how he will bowl in the death overs. And today, once again, he was very expensive. 4 overs, 42 or 43 runs, whatever it is, and I think, his over let Punjab Kings down in a big time.
Yeah, means if you look at the if India is going with two pace bowlers, two spinners, and Hardik Pandya, if that's or three spinners and Hardik Pandya, then Hardik Pandya needs to bowl because he actually used to
Yes,
bowl under Dhoni in the death overs. If you remember against Bangladesh,
yes,
he picked up wickets and India won that match by 1 run. So if Hardik Pandya is not bowling, then Sami has to bowl in the death, and then that becomes risky. Or otherwise, Sami will not play and only Bhuvneshwar will play. So I'm not sure how the combination will be, but things are not looking good if you're an Indian fan, because the Indian
yes.
players, because the Mumbai Indian players are not batting well. They are having 6 players there in our team, so it looks pretty odd. Yeah,
And what about Ravi Bishnoi, sir? I think if you're talking about if you're talking to me, sir, if you ask with me, sir, I want two players as soon as possible in this Indian team. Once the New Zealand tour start, New Zealand will be touring to India after the T20 World Cup. I want these two players as soon as possible in this India team. First is obviously I discussed was firstly I discussed with you in the first match that I want Venkatesh Iyer as soon as possible because I want
mm,
the backup option of Hardik Pandya as soon as possible because Hardik Pandya is not giving me confidence as an all-rounder. Firstly, as an all-rounder,
correct.
and I see Venkatesh Iyer as a proper replacement once Hardik Pandya is not fit and available in the white ball format. And the second one is obviously Ravi Bishnoi because his googlies and with the pace he bowls in the as a spin bowler, it's quite remarkable and it's quite difficult to pick.
Yeah, I think given if you ask me, I will say that they should connect, means keep Ravi Bishnoi in UAE and make him play, make him there as a net bowler for the T20 World Cup. So
Yes,
because Indian, be it Virat Kohli, be it Rohit Sharma, they struggle against leg spinners. So if
yes,
Ravi Bishnoi is there as a net bowler, they will get some genuine practice. So I hope that
yes.
they do this, that they keep him as a net bowler for the T20 World Cup. I do see him back in the Indian team very shortly. You are right.
And yeah, I think once the New Zealand tour to India starts, I think I want these two players as soon as possible in the Indian team moving ahead for the next T20 World Cup or even 50 over World Cup. So
Right.
I think we are done for today. Thank you,
Yeah.
Saurabh sir. It was a pleasure talking to you. I hope you've enjoyed the conversation of today. Till then, we will meet tomorrow on the next match.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Okay, guys, do like the video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Till then, guys, good night, take care, and we will meet tomorrow.